Imagine living in a country where you are going to work every day in order to support your family, and the income you bring in is the equivalent to $3 per month. Yes, $3 per month. I mean, that is just enough to buy these 3 packs of seeds. I don't think that's going to be enough to support a family. Unfortunately, there is a country like this. Venezuela has been experiencing a series of protests against current president Nicolas Maduro. There have been at least 40 deaths reported during these protests, according to an article released by CNN's Vasco Cotovia and Emanuela Greenberg. These protests are the result of a corrupt government being ran and manipulated by Maduro and his people. Living expenses under the rule of Maduro have exceeded outside of Venezuelans' capabilities to obtain, and people are begging for a change. People may ask, how did a man like this come to power in the first place? This became possible because the man who was president before him was Hugo Chavez. Chavez was loved by Venezuelans, and they trusted him when he appointed Maduro as his predecessor. Chavez's supporters remained loyal to him and transferred their support towards Maduro, but none of them would have foreseen the turmoil awaiting Venezuela. Before Maduro's presidency, Venezuela was one of the richest countries in Latin America. They had the largest oil reserve in the world and was once praised by many for having a successful democracy. Now, they have one of the highest inflation rates in the world. Food and medicine are inaccessible to most. According to the Business Insider, a dozen eggs are equivalent to 150 US dollars in Venezuela. Also, GDP has fallen 35% and murder rates have grown as well, stated as it is stated by the Central Intelligence Agency. Again, we are left to wonder, how can a man and government like this continue to run Venezuela? In order to remain president, Maduro's government has been led to suppress opposition against Maduro. Maduro has made it almost impossible to elect a different president, as he had been accused of tampering with elections. An article written by NPR.org had stated that Maduro's last election was involved with fraudulent results and even including bribes for those who would vote for him. It is also said that almost 80% of Venezuelans are in favor of Maduro being pushed out of office. However, it has still not happened. All in all, Maduro and his government clearly must be removed. There are people who are uneducated about the turmoil that he has brought onto the country. And there are some people who are tied up in loyalty for Maduro because of their love for Chavez. Poverty and violence have grown in the country, and people are being stripped of their freedom. I hope that we can learn from countries like Venezuela and look after the well-being of our people instead of looking towards the acquisition of wealth and power. Thank you very much.